Dear students, hearty welcome to online English class. Dear students, in a previous class, we studied about direct and indirect speech a little, but not much. You need to understand the meaning of the direct speech. You need to understand the meaning of indirect speech. In the last class, I told you the meaning of the direct speech and the meaning of the indirect speech. Right? Let me tell you one more time what is direct speech. Let me tell you one more time what is indirect speech. Right? In a direct speech, the actual words of the speaker are used, whereas in indirect speech, we use our words instead of the speaker's words. This is the meaning of direct speech, and this is the meaning of indirect speech. While teaching direct and indirect speech, I gave you a good number of examples. In today's class, we are going to take a look at the next topic. Direct and indirect speech in simple present tense. When we change from direct speech to indirect speech, the simple present tense is changed into simple past tense. We need to understand how the simple present tense is changed into simple past by changing direct into indirect speech. As I told you in the previous class, when the reporting verb, when we come to know that the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense form of the direct speech changed. I told you this important rule in previous class. Hopefully, you have got that idea. Right? Okay, dear students, let me tell you one more time. The direct speech is Vivek say to Sneha, I speak English. Here we see the two sentences. Vivek say to Sneha, this is one sentence. I speak English, this is one sentence. Okay, when it comes to indirect speech, we have to combine or we have to join the two sentences. Vivek say to Sneha, I speak English. We have to join these two sentences into one complex sentence, right? How to change from direct speech to indirect speech? This is the answer. Vivek told Sneha that he spoke English. See, he spoke English. The simple present, as I told you, the simple present tense is changed to simple past. I speak English. The simple past tense of this is I spoke English. But here, I belongs to Vivek. Instead of I, we should use he. Speak is changed to spoke because speak is in present tense. When it comes to indirect speech, speak is changed to spoke. Right? The answer is Vivek told Sneha that he spoke English. Now, you need to notice the recorded speech, how the above sentences or how the above direct speech is changed into indirect speech. While changing direct into indirect speech, what changes took place? You need to observe, you need to notice. In indirect speech, you need to notice what changes took place. Compare direct speech and indirect speech. What changes took place in indirect speech? Right? Here, said to is changed to told. Instead of said to, we have used in index speech told. Instead of I, we have used he. Instead of speak, we have used spoke, and English, English. Right? The reported speech, indirect speech, is Vivek told Sneha that he spoke English. Right. Let's move on to the next example. Dear students, let's take a look at the second example. The direct speech is Priya said to Raju, I talk to you. Priya said to Raju, I talk to you. Here, in the second example, the reporting verb is in past tense, and the reported speech is in simple present tense. According to the rule, when we come to know that the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense form of the direct speech is changed. The tense form of the direct speech is in simple present. The reporting verb is in the past tense. When we find these things in the direct speech, instead of said to, we should use told. Instead of I talk to you, here I belongs to Priya and you belongs to Raju. Right? When we change from direct speech into indirect speech, we should take like this. Priya told Raju, said to change to told. Priya told Raju. Then that. See, after that, I talk to you. Whom does I here refer to? I talk to you means here I belongs to Priya. Instead of I, we should use she. See, now we have used she, then talk. Here talked, then to. After that, we find you in direct speech. Instead of you, we should use him. Right? You belongs to Raju, I belongs to Priya. The indirect speech is Priya told Raju that she talked to him. This is indirect speech. The direct speech is Priya said to Raju, I talk to you. This is the direct speech. When we change from direct speech to indirect speech, we should change like this. Priya told Raju that she talked to him. Dear students, hopefully you understood. Hopefully you are in position. Hopefully you are in position to understand how to change from direct speech into indirect speech. Dear students, try to understand. I want to remind most of the times, or many times, the direct speech means the actual words of the speaker. I mean, in the direct speech, the actual words of the speaker are used, whereas we use our words instead of the actual words of the speaker in indirect speech. Try to understand. When you understand the meaning of the direct speech, when you understand the meaning of the indirect speech, you will be able to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Got it? Okay, dear students, let's move on to the third example. The third example is, Ravi said to them, "You like my hobbies." Ravi said to them, "You like my hobbies." This is the direct speech. See, in the direct speech, you need to understand, you need to notice some important words. Here, Ravi said to them, said to, when we change from direct speech to indirect speech, said to is changed to told, right? Then, you like my hobbies, you here belongs to them. My hobbies, my here belongs to Ravi. You need to understand first. The reporting verb is in past tense, said to. Said is in report. Said is the reporting verb. When we say to them in this sentence, said is the reporting verb. Then you like my hobbies. This is the reported speech. The reported speech is in simple past tense. You see, you like my hobbies in this sentence, like is in present tense. So this is simple present. While changing direct into indirect speech, the simple present tense is changed into simple past tense. You need to keep this rule in your mind. Okay, when you keep this important rule in your mind, when it comes to the examination, you will be able to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Right? Now, the direct speech is that we say to them, "You like my hobbies." When it comes to indirect speech, how do you change from direct speech to indirect speech? In such cases, see, when we say to them here in indirect speech, when we told them, say to is changed to told. When we told them, in direct speech, when we say to them, after this sentence, we see the comma. Okay, in indirect speech, after them, we see the subordinating conjunction that. Why we have used that in indirect speech? Here, the main objective of the subordinating conjunction is to combine or to join the sentences. Right? Here we see the two sentences. When we say to them, "You like my hobbies," here are two sentences. We should combine the two sentences into one complex sentence. Right? See, we told them that. Here you belongs to them. Instead of you, we should use they. Now we have used they. Like is changed to liked because like is in present tense. While changing direct into indirect speech, like is changed to liked. Here my hobbies belongs to Ravi. So instead of my hobbies, we should use his hobbies. So we have used his hobbies. The direct speech is when we say to them, "You like my hobbies." The indirect speech is when we told them that they liked his hobbies. Children, will you understand? Got it? Is that clear, everybody? Right. Dear students, in today's class we are studying about direct and indirect speech, especially while changing direct speech into indirect speech, the simple present tense is changed to simple past tense. When simple present tense is changed to simple past tense, you need to understand. When we come to know that the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense form of the direct speech is changed. See, reporting verb is very important, dear students. In third example, you see, that we say to them in this sentence, said is the reporting verb. On the basis of the reporting verb, you can change from direct speech into indirect speech. If the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense form of the direct speech here, you like my hobbies, this is tense form. The tense form of the direct speech is changed into simple past tense. The tense form of the direct speech in third example is in the simple present. While changing direct into indirect speech, the tense form of the direct speech is changed into indirect speech. This is simple present. Simple present is changed to simple past. This is the rule. You need to keep this rule in your mind. When it comes to the examination or when it comes to the spoken English, you need to use like this so that people can understand your communication. People can understand your language. Okay. Dear students, let me tell you one more time. When we say to them, you like my hobbies, this is the direct speech. When it comes to indirect speech, or how do you change from direct speech to indirect speech? The answer is here for you. We told them that they liked his hobbies. This is indirect speech. Dear students, let's move on to the fourth example. The fourth example is Pallavi said to us, you tell stories now. The direct speech is Pallavi said to us, you tell stories now. In the fourth example, Pallavi said to us, in this sentence, said is in past tense. The reporting verb is said. The reporting verb said is in past tense. You tell stories now. This is tense form of the direct speech. The tense form of the direct speech is in simple present. When we change from direct speech to indirect speech, when the reporting verb is in simple, when the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense form of the direct speech is changed into simple past tense. Right? See, dear students, Pallavi said to us to tell stories now. This is a direct speech. How do you change from direct speech into indirect speech? The answer is here for you. See, Pallavi told us that we told stories then. See, children, now you can notice indirect speech. We changed to told. Okay? Then that, Pallavi told us that instead of you, we have used here we, because Pallavi said to us here, you belongs to us. Instead of you, we should use we, so we have used we. Tell is changed to told, so we have used told. Stories remains the same, now we change to them. The direct speech is Pallavi say to us, you tell stories now. This is the direct speech. When it comes to indirect speech, we have to change from direct speech to indirect speech. We have to change like this from direct speech to indirect speech. Here, Pallavi told us that we told stories then. See, you tell stories now. You will change to we, tell it change to told, now we change to them. Like this, we should follow and we should change from direct speech to indirect speech. See, say to, it changed to told, you will change to we, tell it change to told, now we change to them. These changes we have seen in indirect speech. Before you change from direct speech to indirect speech, you need to understand how to change from direct speech to indirect speech, what changes will take place. You need to understand the rules to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Once you understood the rules to change from direct speech to indirect speech, you will be able to attempt the questions on direct speech. The examiner will ask the question on direct speech. By the time you need to be in position to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Hopefully, students, You have a lot of ideas about direct indirect speech. This is the time for you to update your knowledge. This is the time for you to update your knowledge on direct and indirect speech. Right? Dear students, let's move on to the next example. Right. Example 1 to 4, we have taken a look how to change. We have learned how to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Through these examples, you understand how to change from direct speech to indirect speech. This is the fifth example. I want you to understand how to change from direct speech to indirect speech. In fifth example, you can see, you can take a look. Rashmi said to herself, I speak the truth. When you change from direct speech to indirect speech, how do you change? Or how do you change this direct speech into indirect speech? The answer is here for you. Now we can take a look at the direct speech. Rashmi said to herself, I speak the truth. Here, Rashmi said to herself, this is one sentence, I speak the truth, this is another sentence. We find the two sentences in the direct speech. When it comes to indirect speech, that we have to combine the two sentences into one sentence. I mean, complex sentence. Say, Rashmi told herself, say to it change to told. While changing direct into indirect speech, say to it change to told. Dear children, did you understand? Rashmi said to herself instead of this. Rashmi told herself, I speak the truth. This is reported speech. The reported speech is in simple present. When we come to know that the reported speech is in simple present, while changing direct into indirect speech, the simple present is changed to simple past. Rashmi told herself that she spoke the truth. Speak is changed to spoke. I is changed to she. Here I belongs to herself. Here I belongs to Rashmi. I speak the truth in this sentence. I belongs to Rashmi. So instead of I, we should use she. Okay. In indirect speech, we have used she instead of I because I belongs to Rashmi. Right? See, the direct speech is Rashmi said to herself, I speak the truth. How to change from direct speech to indirect speech? Rashmi told herself that she spoke the truth. She spoke the truth. This is indirect speech. In the direct speech, now you can take a look. You can take a look at the direct speech. You can take a look at the indirect speech. When it comes to indirect speech, what changes took place? See, we have changed from direct speech to indirect speech with some changes. Okay, we have changed from direct speech to indirect speech with some changes. What are those some changes? You need to notice those changes in indirect speech. You can understand when it comes to the direct indirect speech, when it comes to the examination, you'll be able to answer, you'll be able to change from direct speech to indirect speech without having any confusion. Okay, dear students, did you understand? Is that clear to everybody? Right. Now, let's move on to the next example. See, the direct speech is the teacher said to herself, I ask a question. The teacher said to herself, they ask a question. This is direct speech. How do you change this direct speech into indirect speech? Can you try? Will you try? Or how do you change from direct speech to indirect speech? The teacher told herself that she asked a question. This is indirect speech. Said to, A changed to told, I changed to she. See, such changes we see in indirect speech. Instead of said to, we have used told in indirect speech. Instead of I, we have used she. Right? The simple present is changed into simple past tense while changing direct speech into indirect speech. The direct speech is the teacher said to herself, I ask a question. This is direct speech. The indirect speech is the teacher told herself that she asked a question. You need to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Okay, like this, you need to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Dear students, now you have attended the online class. You understand how to change from direct speech to indirect speech. While watching while watching the online classes, whatever you have the doubts, or what doubts do you have right now? Suppose you have the doubts, or you are with some doubts or confusions. You need to express your doubts, or you need to raise your doubts in chat box, right? Whatever you have the doubts right now, you have to express your doubts. You have to express your doubts in chat box. Then I will give the solutions to your doubts, right? If you have understood very well, no problem. If you are with some confusions, or you have now some doubts related to this topic, you have to express your doubts in chat box. Then I will give the solutions to your doubts. Is that clear, children? Okay. Dear students, let's move on to the next example. Vishal said to me, you give a gift to me. Vishal said to me, you give a gift to me. This is direct speech. Dear children, now I want you to change from direct speech to indirect speech. The answer is here for you. In the next slide, I will ask some questions to you to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Here, the direct speech is ready, the indirect speech is ready. The answer is also ready. Okay, Vishal said to me, you give a gift to me. This is the direct speech. The indirect speech is Vishal told me that I gave a gift to him. This is indirect speech. Said to, we have to use told instead of said to. Here, instead of you, we should use I. Instead of me, we should use him. See, you belongs to me belongs to Vishal. Vishal said to me, you give a gift to me. In this direct speech, in the reported speech, you belongs to see. Now we find you, the subject you belongs to me, and me belongs to Vishal. See, when it comes to indirect speech, Vishal told me that instead of you, we have used I. Instead of me, we have used him. Me belongs to Vishal, you belongs to me. So we have to change from there. We have to change like this. Like this, we have to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Vishal said to me, you give a gift to me. This is direct speech. The indirect speech is Vishal told me that I gave a gift to him. This is the indirect speech. Dear students, let's move to the 8th example. The principal said to me, I issue you TC now. The principal said to me, I issue you TC now. This is direct speech. In this direct speech, we see the two sentences. The principal said to me, this is one sentence. I issue you TC now. This is one sentence. we find the two sentences in direct speech. When it comes to indirect speech, we have to join these two sentences into one sentence. Right? To join two sentences into one sentence, we need support. We need to add subordinating conjunction, that especially in such cases. The principal said to me, I issue you TC now. This is the direct speech. When it comes to indirect speech, the principal told me that he issued my TC then. See, said to, as I told you, said to, while changing direct speech into indirect speech, said to is changed to told. Okay, and the simple present tense is changed to simple past tense. Here, in direct speech, especially in the reported speech, I issue you TC. Now, in this sentence, I is the subject. I here belongs to the principal. Next, you is the object. Here, you belongs to me. Okay. How do you change from direct speech to indirect speech? The principal told me, instead of said to, we have used told here. You just notice the indirect speech, how we have changed from direct speech to indirect speech. Said to changed to told. The principal told me that here I issue you TC now. I issue you TC now. Here instead of I, we have used he, because I belongs to the principal. Right? He issue, he changed to issue. Okay. The verb in reported speech is in present tense. While changing direct into indirect speech, the verb issue is changed to issued, because issue is the present tense form, issued is the past tense. Here you belongs to me. Now we change to then. Dear students, the direct speech is the principal said to me, I issue you TC now. The indirect speech is the principal told me that he issued my TC then. This is indirect speech. Dear children, is that clear, everyone? Did you understand? Do you follow? Hopefully, you have understood all these examples. Hopefully, you have learned how to change from direct speech to indirect speech. When it comes to simple present tense, when the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense form of the direct speech is changed. Here, the tense form of the direct speech is simple present. Simple present tense is changed to simple past tense. When we change from direct speech to indirect speech, the tense form of the direct speech, here the simple present tense is changed to simple past tense. In all examples, from first example to 8 examples, you might have observed the tense form of the direct speech is in simple present. When we want to change from direct speech to indirect speech, in reported speech, in indirect speech, you might have observed, you might have noticed the simple present tense has been changed into simple past tense. Right? Dear students, you need to keep these rules in your mind. You can understand. You'll be able to change from active to passive. You'll be able to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Okay. We are fully focused on direct and indirect speech. The active and passive is different. Direct and indirect speech is different. Direct indirect speech and active and passive, these are grammatically important aspects. Today, we are fully concentrating on direct and indirect speech. Right? Dear students, let's move on to the next example. My friend said to me, I help you. Right. This is direct speech. How do you change from direct speech into indirect speech? My friend said to me, I help you. How do you change from direct speech to indirect speech? This is the direct speech. Say, dear students, my friend told me. My friend said to me, say, to each into told. Say, my friend, we have used first my friend, after that told. Because said to is changed to told. When changing direct into indirect speech, said to is changed to told. Right? friend told me. After that, we have used that. Here, I help you. In the reported speech, we find here, I help you. I help you is in simple present. While changing direct into indirect speech, the simple present is changed to simple past tense. My friend told me that he helped me. Instead of I, here in the direct speech, in the reported speech, the tense form. In this tense form, I belongs to my friend. Instead of I, we have used here he, help is changed to help, so we have used the help. You belongs to me. Me. Here we have used me. Me, it remains the same. Okay. The students, did you understand? Okay. Friend said to me, I help you. This is direct speech. When it comes to indirect speech, my friend told me that he helped me. This is indirect speech. Dear students, these are the questions. Change into indirect speech. How do you change from direct speech to indirect speech? These are the questions for you. Right. How do you change? Dear student, change into indirect speech. How do you change from direct speech to indirect speech? Here, let's take a look at the first question. Vivek said to Rahul, I enjoy myself. Vivek said to Rahul, I enjoy myself. This is the question. How do you change from direct speech to indirect speech? Direct speech into indirect speech. Vivek said to Rahul, I enjoy myself. This is the question. This is the direct speech. Now you have to change in your mind. Now we have to change from direct speech to indirect speech. How do you change? Are you ready? Children, are you ready to change from direct speech to indirect speech? Hopefully, you have learned many things about direct and indirect speech. We have learned how to change from direct speech to indirect speech. The first question is, we will say to Rahul, I enjoy myself. How do you change from direct speech to indirect speech? This is the question for you. How do you change? See, Vivek say to Rahul, say to you change to told. Okay, Vivek told Rahul. After that, what should we use? Should we, do you need any support? Or do you take something? Vivek say to Rahul, Vivek told Rahul that. Don't forget using the subordinating conjunction that. Right? Vivek told Rahul that. Then I enjoy myself. I belongs to Vivek. Myself belongs to Vivek. Right? See how to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Vivek said to Rahul in this sentence, said is the reporting verb. Reporting verb is in simple. Reporting verb is in past tense. I enjoy myself. The tense form of this direct speech is simple present. While changing direct into indirect speech, the tense form of the direct speech here, I enjoy myself, is changed to simple past. Now the answer is here for you. We told Rahul that he enjoys. Okay, he enjoyed himself. I enjoy myself. I enjoy myself. These are Vivek's words. Vivek spoke these words. These are not my words. These are not your words. Right? Let me tell you one more time how to change from direct speech into indirect speech. Vivek said to Rahul, I enjoy myself. This is the direct speech. The indirect speech is Vivek told Rahul that he enjoyed himself. He enjoyed himself. This is the answer. Is that clear, children? Did you understand? Okay. Okay. We have understood very well. Now, let's move to the next question. Priya said to us, you get angry sometimes. Priya said to us, you get angry sometimes. This is direct speech. Children, now tell me, how do you change direct speech into indirect speech? The second question is here for you. How do you change from direct speech to indirect speech? See, take a little time to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Wherever you are sitting, take a little time. Take a little time to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Change this into indirect speech in your mind. You can, once I announce the answer, you can understand whether your answer is correct or not correct. Right? See, the answer is, or the indirect speech is, Priya told us, Priya said to us, you get angry sometimes. This is a direct speech. The answer is, indirect speech is, Priya told us that, here you get angry sometimes. This is reported speech. Here you belongs to us. Here you belongs to us. Okay. Let us change from direct speech to indirect speech. Priya told us that we get angry sometimes. Priya told us that we got angry sometimes. Let me tell you one more time. Let me share or let me announce the answer one more time. Dear students, the answer is Priya told us that we got angry sometimes. We got angry sometimes. Priya told us that we got angry sometimes. This is indirect speech. Is that clear, everybody? Did you understand? I hope you have learned how to change from direct speech into indirect speech. The third and fourth are the questions for you. These are the questions. Question number 3 and 4 are meant for you. You are supposed to change from direct speech into indirect speech. Hopefully, you will change from direct speech to indirect speech at your homes. In the next class, I will come to know your answer. Okay, try your best and change into indirect speech. If you don't understand, in my next class, I will share with you the answers, or I will announce the answers for question number 3 and for question number 4. Right? So, dear children, in today's class, we were learning about direct speech and indirect speech. I have given you a good number of examples how to change from direct speech to indirect speech. See, understand. Dear students, you need to understand how to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Before you change direct speech to indirect speech, you need to understand the rules, how to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Once you understood the rules related to direct and indirect speech, to change from direct speech to indirect speech, you'll be able to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Without understanding the rules to change from direct speech to indirect speech, you won't be able to change from direct speech to indirect speech. Okay. Before the examination, and indirect speech. Once two, two, okay, dear students, one more important aspect, one more important rule I would like to share with you. I would like to explain. If the reporting verb is in present tense, the tense form of the direct speech does not change. See, this is another rule. If the reporting verb is in present tense, the tense form of the direct speech is not changed. Right? Here, examples. Direct speech. Priyanka says, I speak English daily. How do you, dear children, how do you change this direct speech into indirect speech? Priyanka says, I speak English daily. Let us change from direct speech to indirect speech. See how we have changed. Priyanka says that she speaks English daily. This is the answer. This is indirect speech. Right. You need to understand this important rule. The reporting verb is in present tense. The tense form of the direct speech is not changed. When you come to know that, when you understand, or when you come to know that, if the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense form of the direct speech is changed. Till now, we have discussed about the reporting verb and the tense form of the direct speech. When the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense form of the direct speech is changed. But in this case, the tense form of the direct speech is not changed because the reporting verb is in present tense. See in first example. Priyanka says, I speak English daily. Here, Priyanka says, in this sentence, says is in present tense. Okay, say is in present tense. I speak English daily. This is simple present. The reporting verb is in present tense. When we come to know that the reporting verb is in present tense, the tense form of the direct speech is not changed. This is the rule, right? The direct speech is Priyanka says, I speak English daily. When it comes to indirect speech, dear children, now tell me, how do you change from direct speech to indirect speech? When the reporting verb is in present tense, how do you change from direct speech into indirect speech? Priyanka says that. That is very, very important. Don't forget using that. Priyanka says that she speaks English daily. I speak English daily. These are purely Priyanka's words, not your words or not my words. Priyanka says that she speaks English daily. In direct speech, in the reported speech, we see I speak English daily. I belongs to Priyanka. Instead of I, we should use she. So we have used she in indirect speech. Speak, it changed to speaks. Okay, after when it comes to third person singular, he, she, it. When it comes to simple present, the verb usually adds s or es or ies. Hopefully you know this rule. The direct speech is Priyanka says, I speak English daily. This is the direct speech. We have to change from direct speech to indirect speech like this. Priyanka says that she speaks English daily. Priyanka says that she speaks English daily. This is indirect speech. Okay, today we know about the two important rules. One is when the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense form of the direct speech is changed. Even you come to know that, or when if the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense form of the direct speech is changed. When the reporting verb is in present tense, I mean if the reporting verb is in present tense, the tense form of the direct speech is not changed. Today, we have studied about the two important rules. Okay, to change from direct speech to indirect speech, we need to understand, we need to keep the two important rules in our mind. Today, we have studied about direct and indirect speech. At the same time, we have learned how to change from direct speech to indirect speech. When it comes to simple present tense, when it comes to the reporting verb, I mean, if the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense form of the direct speech is changed. When it comes to the reporting verb, I mean, if the reporting verb is in present tense, the tense form of the direct speech is not changed. We have learned the two important rules in today's class. In the next class, hopefully, we will continue the same English grammatical aspect, grammatical item, direct and indirect speech. Okay, today we have mainly focused on simple present tense. In the next class, present continuous tense is changed to past continuous tense. Okay, when we see the present continuous tense in a direct speech, when it comes to indirect speech, the present continuous tense is changed into past continuous tense. When the reporting verb, if the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense from the direct speech is changed. Okay, dear students, before I wind up the session, I would like to share a few important things. Dear students, now you need to take a look at change of adverbs. While changing direct speech into indirect speech, we find such changes. See, in the direct speech today, the word today we see here, while changing direct speech into indirect speech, today it changed to that day. If the reporting verb is in past tense, the tense of the direct speech is changed. Today it changed to that day. Today we find this word in direct speech. When it comes to indirect speech, today it changed to that day. Right? We should not use the same word today in indirect speech. These are the rules. When it comes to yesterday is in direct speech. When it comes to indirect speech, yesterday is changed to the previous day. Right? When it comes to tonight. Okay, tonight is changed to that night. Tonight is in the direct speech. When it comes to indirect speech, tonight is changed to that night. The next word is next adverb. These are the adverbs. Right? Today, yesterday, tonight, tomorrow, ago. These are the adverbs. While changing direct speech into indirect speech, these adverbs have changed like this. As I told you, today is changed to that day. When we change from direct speech to indirect speech, these adverbs have changed like this. Today is changed to that day. Yesterday is changed to the previous day. Tonight is changed to that night. Tomorrow is changed to the next day. When it comes to the word ago is in direct speech. When it comes to indirect speech, ago is changed to before. Right? You need to understand these adverbs, change of adverbs. You need to keep these important points in our mind when it comes to direct and indirect speech. When you want to change from direct speech into indirect speech, you need to follow these rules. Once you follow these rules, you will be able to change from direct speech to indirect speech without having any confusions, without having any doubts. Dear students, hopefully you have understood these all important aspects in today's class. In the next class, we will continue. Next class, we will take a look at direct and indirect speech. Okay, I mean related to present continuous tense. Okay, the present continuous tense is changed into past continuous tense. If the reporting verb is in past tense, tense form of the direct speech is changed. Hopefully, you have understood very well. Thanks for watching. See you in the next class. Bye bye. Take care.